We're not even towards the start of the season, and all I've been reading on social media is that we have this restricted budget. And I'm talking about Arsenal, guys. My goodness gracious, where the hell do I start with this? Where do I start with it? Honestly, it's been rumbling on for weeks and weeks and weeks. At the beginning of the window, all I could hear and all I could see on social media was fans putting, oh, we've got this restricted 40 to 45 million pound budget. Now, let me tell you a little bit of why that is total and utter bullshit. Let me tell you. Because why would we bid £40 million for Wilfred Zaha when we clearly have a restricted budget according to the sources? Why would we go out and buy a centre-back for €13 million, £27 million, and then send him back to his club on loan, his current club, on loan for this season when we need a central defender? We need a centre defender because obviously we're going to lose Koscielny because obviously he's now gone rogue and decided, oh, I've had enough of being at Arsenal, I want to go somewhere else. And by chucking himself off the plane to the USA today, which I am really absolutely disgusted about because he's supposed to be our captain, supposed to be setting an example, but obviously now he's not going to play for Arsenal this season or any other seasons to come because bye-bye, au revoir, adieu, goodbye, simple as that. That's the end of that matter. Now onto the restricted budget. Like I said, 40 million on Wilfred Zaha when we're only supposed to have 45 million to spend. Now, what I really don't understand why the club doesn't come out at the beginning of the window and tell us exactly how much we've got to spend. We've just signed this new bumper sponsorship deal with Adidas, which should give us funds to put towards transfers, and then you've got that idiot out in America who the amount of times I could rage about this idiot is just unreal. Stan Kroenke, every Arsenal fan has got the biggest agenda against him, and I saw at Boreham Wood there was a bit of a protest about him. Fans were chanting about him in the 3-3 draw at Boreham Wood, and I believe in the USA there are going to be more and more protests and more shots fired towards the owner of the LA Rams, Stan Kroenke. Now, onward away from that idiot, because I cannot be arsed talking about that absolute buffoon of a twat that lives in America. Now, on to transfers for Arsenal. Now, we've been linked with Wilfred Zaha. That is a good move for me, but 80 million. Crystal Palace are off their fucking heads with this one. Now, it was mentioned in the past couple of weeks that Crystal Palace were not looking to sell him as they'd sold Wan-Bissaka to Manchester United for £50 million. So they're not looking for any more. Well, if they were to sell him, they'd be looking for more than 80 million towards the £100 million mark, which for me is an absolute disgrace, an absolute joke. Got me drinking the hard stuff now. 9 o'clock at night, 9:30 at night. But yeah, Wilfred Zaha's brother coming out on Sky Sports, I saw that the other week, saying that his brother wants to join Arsenal. He wants to go to Arsenal and play in the European football, not specifically which competition, the Europa League or European Champions League or anything like that. He just said he wants his brother to go to Arsenal. His brother wants to go to Arsenal and play football at Arsenal because it's his childhood club. Now, Crystal Palace saying they don't want to sell, but the one thing that stands out for me the most is if Wilfred Zaha comes back from the African Cup of Nations, hands in a transfer request, goes to the Crystal Palace hierarchy and says to them, look, I've had enough, I've done enough for you, I've saved you from relegation 100 times over, please let me move to Arsenal. If he doesn't get his wish, if they say no, reject his transfer request, that's it. He'll cause an absolute rift at the club. And honestly, they don't want another Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang situation, what could have occurred at Dortmund if Dortmund didn't act and sell him off straight away to Arsenal. Now, I'm not saying that we will get him, because it's not 100% certain, because I've been reading that the Zaha camp have now lost faith in Arsenal getting the deal done, as they clearly think that Arsenal don't have enough money, but really we do have enough money, but the club just wants to keep the money back and pretend that we have this restricted budget, we've been in the Europa League, so really the club has lost its trust in many of the fans. Me, I just want the truth. I just want the truth. I just want what is best for Arsenal Football Club. Now, oh my goodness. And then you've got this deal for William Saliba, the 18-year-old centre-back from Saint Etienne, that clearly looks like it's going through. €30 million, £27 million. And then, just to add matters worse, we're sending him back to Saint Etienne for the season. Everyone's saying, oh, it's just for development purposes. Come on. We need a central defender. Koscielny, going. Mustafi, hopefully kick him out the door because he's shit. Chambers, for me, he's okay, but he isn't good enough to play at a calibre team like Arsenal. Holding just coming back from injury. Socrates, he's okay. Not exactly the best defender, but he's okay in terms of where he comes from and his stature and all that, and his background and all that. In terms of his defensive background, anyway. Socrates, I've got no problems with. Koscielny, goodbye. Mustafi, goodbye. Chambers, goodbye. Holding just coming back for injury. Bielik looks like he's on his way out, so we need some centre defenders. But sending William Saliba back to Saint Etienne, for me, my opinion, I find that to be a huge, huge mistake by Arsenal. Completely huge. Now, on to Dani Ceballos, or Ceballos, or however you pronounce that name. I don't really know how to pronounce it. If I have offended anyone, I do apologise for my pronunciation of names, so I'm not that damn good at it. But I try anyway. Now, Dani Ceballos. Now, Arsenal want a loan deal for him. Spurs are wanting to buy him outright. Now, Real Madrid will need to sell players to balance the books. Dani Ceballos for me, would be a terrific sign to replace Aaron Ramsey. But for me, it's a no-go. I don't think we'll get him ahead of Spurs, because if Spurs do end up landing, because there have been talks I've been hearing, if they do land him, then congratulations to them. They've got Tanguy Ndombele for 63 million. For me, worth nowhere near that. Not worth nowhere near that. But it's today's market, guys. Today's market is an absolute joke for me. I do apologise again. I'm just having a nice quiet evening before all the drama started happening. Now, on to the season ahead. Now, we're going into the season, again, looking like being unprepared. Simply because we haven't addressed the situations, the positions we need to strengthen in terms of a centre-back we could do with, a centre midfielder to replace Ramsey, a winger, an out-and-out winger, and that's why we're going after Zaha, Malcolm, and all these other wingers, Vasquez, and all these other guys. That is why we're going after them. But everyone who I've been talking to, everyone who I've been, in terms of chatting to on Facebook and all that, on social media, are all the same. Why are we going after offensive players when we need to work on the defence? Now, the defence, yes, I agree. I completely agree. We need to sort it out. We need to sort out the defence ASAP, because we shipped lots of goals last season, and in the Europa League final, when we could have won a trophy in a European competition, we fluffed it against Chelsea, and Eden Hazard, the guy that's gone to Real Madrid now, absolutely tore us apart that night. So we need a good, solid foundation in terms of a defence. We've got Hector Bellerin at right back, Kolasinac at left back. We could be getting Kieran Tierney. Don't know about that one either, because that one's been rumbling on for a few weeks. Kieran Tierney could be on his way in. 25 million Celtic are wanting, Barcelona not wanting to pay over 20. Again, messing about with transfers. It's an absolute ridiculous at a club the size of Arsenal, messing about with transfers that are easy to get over the line, easy. But yet we're making it look impossible. We're making it look like a non-league side trying to sign Lionel Messi or something stupid like that. Making it look stupid, making absolute idiots of ourselves. Well, I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens in the next few weeks. Arsenal fans have literally been in outrage with Koscielny today in terms of his state with the club. Hopefully, he's shipped out as soon as possible. So, guys, I'm going to have to wrap it up here. So, if you like the video, comment down below, give me a thumbs up, and give me some positive feedback on my video here today. So guys, till next time on Brad's